Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Stampin' with No. Today's video is a Stamping with Friends blog hop video, and the theme for the blog hop is actually creating a card from a sketch. So let me show you what my sketch is before we actually get started. And I definitely want to show you what products that I'm going to be using for this card, because I just want to share and just how gorgeous the product is. I'm absolutely in love with this, with the DSP that I'll show you here in just a second. So my sketch comes out of the mini catalog that launched earlier this week. I'm super excited about that. Some wonderful products in this catalog. And the sketch, if you're not familiar with the catalog, you can go to page 14, and they show you different templates, which I absolutely love that Stampin' Up! Is helping us with creativity, because sometimes, you know, our mojo in creativity is kind of at a lag, and we just need something to kind of inspire us. And I think this is an awesome thing that Stampin' Up! Is doing for us. So these sketches is a combination of cards, tags, and scrapbooks. And no rules, right? So I decided that my card challenge of a sketch is actually using this tag right here. I think you guys can see it. Hopefully it's not blurry, but I decided to go ahead and use that. So me pull over all of the products that you can see, and I hope when you see it, you'll do the oohs and the ahs. So I'm focusing on Suite, and it's the Perfectly Pears. And if you have not seen cards that have been done up in Pinterest, just go to Pinterest and type in Perfectly Pears, and it's just absolutely gorgeous stuff. So we're going to be using the stamp. We got the dies. Now there are some dies missing, because I'm going to show you a great opportunity to use these dies, kind of get more bang for your buck. The Everyday Arches, absolutely love it, and I'm going to be using the 4th largest arch die for my project. And then this embossing folder is the pressed flowers, and I just put a piece of not DSP, but cardstock in here so that you can actually see it, because I know the camera doesn't do it justice. So we're going to go ahead and use that. And then the let me move that off to the side. Gorgeous, gorgeous ribbon that is Mossy Meadow and Gold. And I don't know if it's going to really pick it up, but it's got the gold flecks on one, well, actually on both sides. So it has more of the Mossy Meadow color on this side, but when you flip it over, it has more of the gold. And I absolutely love it, because you can use either side. It just really doesn't matter. It's your personal preference, and I absolutely love it. Definitely happy that I got it. Next is I'm on a craze with this 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock. Absolutely love it, and I'm so excited that Stampin' Up! Is actually bringing many colors in with the two-tone. I mean, just the possibilities are endless with this. And this is the Secret Sea, which is my new love of the navy blue. It's darker than navy, kind of, I don't know, it's lighter than a black, but it is just very, very striking, very rich color. Now, the DSP is, again, from the Suite, the Perfectly Pears. And I'm going to really quickly go through the DSP, because it's just gorgeous. And I'm going to show you the actual front, and then this is really the back side of this sheet. So I'm going to quickly go through it, because I want to share in how excited I am about this DSP. It's just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. So you've got the pears, and I'm not even a pear person. This is beautiful. It's got lots of yellows, but oh my gosh, it's just so, so pretty with the colors. And then the back side, and this is upside down. I may have it all upside down. Let's just sideways maybe more. And you've got, this is the back side. This is probably my favorite, and I think it's because the background is that Secret Sea, and it's just so striking with the yellows and the greens. And this is the back side, and this is actually Darling Duckling, and it's real close to Daffodil Delight, but the color palette for this does call out Darling Duckling. I had to think about the name. And then this, absolutely love it. Don't know if, yeah, I think you can see. It's pretty much a close-up. But you can definitely, it's a wonderful one-sheet wonder DSP to use. And then this is the back side, which might be a Calypso Coral. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look on the back. Kind of looks it in the sliding. This is another beautiful one. Oh, Petal Pink. Let's go back to that. It's Petal Pink. Because this is the background here is Petal Pink. And then the back side of this one, which is that Secret Sea. And then this is the last one. I'm going to show you how to utilize your dies with this particular DSP. Now the back side, I can't show you because I used up the other sheet, but this is the back side of it. All right, so what I absolutely love, and you're probably going to hear that a lot in this video because I just absolutely love everything about this. The dies that come with it. You can literally cut up everything on this DSP except for the little small yellow flowers. You could probably fussy cut that out, but so we've got this die which lines up perfectly with that. Perfectly Pears, got my pun. We've got the large pear that'll line up there. And then we've got the stem. Let's see. Let me do it right here. We got the stem and the leaf right here. And then the little cluster of flowers that are done in Petal Pink, you can also die cut that. So that is exactly what I did for this card. I cut up one whole sheet and virtually no waste. I absolutely love it. I even used, and I'll point it out, some pieces that came from like the edge of the DSP. I used everything. And I just think it's wonderful. I absolutely love that Stampin' Up! Did that with this particular DSP. All right, so let me bring over everything that I'm going to be using. Got some stamps here, my card kit, my colors for this particular card. And stick with me towards the end because I ended up making some other cards. And I kind of did a step up, like followed the sketch and then I stepped it up and then I stepped it up even further. So you guys probably want to stick around and see those because I just think they're really beautiful. The DSP does the work for you. So we got Basic Beige, we've got the Darling Duckling, and we've got the Old Olive. All right, so let me move that out. So the card base is in Basic Beige. And I'll show you how I decorate the envelope here. So I've got the Basic Beige, and it's 4 1/4 by 11. It's scored at 5 1/2. Let me put that aside. Then I've got the inside that I want to decorate. And this piece is the two-tone Secret Sea. I die cut first. I guess there's no preference in order, but I die cut the Everyday Arches, and then I went and embossed the feature of the, what was the name of it? I can't remember the name of it. The Pressed Flowers. Okay, and I'm going to show you a little trick with this when we get to it. So I'll pull that back out in just a minute. I've got a little piece of that gorgeous ribbon. Then I did a die cut of the stem and leaf. That is done in Old Olive. Then I'm going to call it a hashtag because I don't know what it's called, is done in Darling Duckling. The label is Basic White. And then these are the two pieces that I used the die cut for, the pear and then the stem with the leaf. Okay, and that's what we're going to do with that card. Again, keep in mind that card challenge sketch that I did show you. All right, so before I get started, because I kind of sort of have a clean area here, My new love with this two-tone, absolutely love it. If you take a sanding block, now, I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but the two-tone 12 by 12 paper is thinner than our regular cardstock. So when it goes through embossing, sometimes it's not tearing, but sometimes the white of the paper will actually come through, and I think maybe it'll pick it up. I don't know. Well, what I want to do is I want to make it even more. I want to enhance that white. So you get a sanding block. If you're not familiar with it, you can go to, Walmart, wherever they sell nail products, and get a nail sanding block. That'll work just fine. And you want to, don't press really hard because it is thin paper, so you don't want to tear. So you want to not slightly, but lightly go over it, and you're removing the top layer, the raised layer of the embossing. And you just ever so lightly. It's always easy to keep going over it multiple times to get the desired look, instead of pressing so hard and wiping everything off and possibly tearing your paper. And then you'd have to start all over again. All right, so I think that's pretty good. I think you guys can probably see that. And there are paper fibers on my glass mat, so I am going to wipe that away because I don't want that in my ink or on my rubber stamps, or photopolymer, I guess is what we're going to be using. Okay, so we're done with that, and I can put that aside. All right, so let's work on the inside. I like to decorate the inside, and let's see, move it up. I'm going to move this off to the side over here. There we go. Much, much, much better. All right, so there we go. I'm going to take Basic Beige, and part of that stamp set is I don't know what you call it, the background. I'm going to ink it up in Basic Beige and just going to go straight down across. Just turning my ink, stamped ink, and just kind of just random. And I'm just going down the bottom. Now, the one card, hopefully I'll remember to point it out to you. I actually dropped my stamped image here, and it made a blob, but I covered it up, and you won't even be able to tell that I did it. So I'm kind of excited about that. So since I've got this Basic Beige, I want to go ahead and decorate my envelope. So let me just do that now. So I'm going to just temporarily put that off to the side and get back to it. So I think what I'm going to do is just take the same concept and just go straight across at the bottom. Now, I don't know if you have Basic Beige ink, but when you start using it, it has a green tint to it, but when it dries, it does turn beige. Now, I've had, and I think it's probably depends on if I'm using particular colored cardstock, it kind of retains that same color green, and I actually like it, most especially for this card that I'm going to be doing, because I have so much green in there. I thought that turned out really, really nice. Oh, I got one more thing I need to do with this is I want to stamp, same concept going across at the bottom. So let me do that real quick, and then I think I'll be done with the Basic Beige. But don't hold me to it, because I might have to pull it back out. Who knows? So I'm just taking it at the bottom, straight across, and I'm randomly turning. All right. So now I think we're truly done. So let's go back to the inside. We're done with the envelope, so I'm going to move him out of the way. Let's go back to the inside. So I'm going to do a two-stamp process. This is the inside of the pear, and this is the outline of the pear. And what I found is if I did this one first, it was much easier to align this one. So we'll see if this one works. So I want to take my Darling Duckling and my Old Olive. Okay. So I'm going to ink this one up first with Darling Duckling. All right, you can see it. And then what I want to do is take my Old Olive dauber, daub it in the ink, and then just ever so lightly kind of dab around in there, right on top of that yellow. I prefer dabbing the darker color so that I'm not having, like if I was to do yellow first and then try to dab, the green would get into my yellow and it would be very noticeable. I hope that made sense. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp. Beautiful. You can see that two colors. And you can go as light or dark as you want. And what's great about this style is there are no two alike when you stamp it. I absolutely love that. All right, we might be done with Darling Duckling. So I'm going to do the outline in the Old Olive. So I'm going to ink it up and then lean over and see if I can line it up. Let's see, I think we're about right there. Yeah, a little off, but that's okay. It kind of looks like it's intended for that, really. But probably could have gotten it lined up a little bit better, but that's okay. I'm happy with it. I'm not going to stress over it. So we've got to do the label, so we are done with that. So let me get the label, bring that over. And I think we're going to go ahead and use Old Olive for that. And I chose this upside down. I chose the Sentiment Hello. So let me open this up again and ink it up. All right. And going in. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you're stamping if you did it even. Yep, straight line. I'm happy with that one. All right, so let's move that out of the way. Think our stamping is done, that we are ready to assemble the card. Easy peasy, guys. It's a great layout for a tag and a card. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this in. Bring my piercing mat. This thing slides all over the place. All right. Oops. Make sure I don't glue it upside down. All right. Okay. Line that up. There we go. Inside is done. Okay, this is the front. So this is what, let me put my cap back on my glue here. This is what I had in mind. Wanted to lay that there. I'll probably pop that up. The stem with the leaf. My DSP. And this little piece, I'm just going to tuck it underneath instead of trying to, I mean, I could get an X-Acto knife, put a slit in there, but I'm just going to tuck it in right underneath there. And then I'm going to get this, I don't know, hashtags that sound right? And then my label's going to go here. And I think what I'm going to do is just, I don't know what color I'm going to use here. I'll just go with whatever comes out. I'm going to do a knot. And I'm going to flip it so that I have the same color. There we go. I have to trim it up. That's all right. And I think I'm going to put that right there. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. And that will match my sketch. right there. I think it does. I think it's darn near close with my creativity, right? Okay, so let's go in and start putting this together. If you guys have watched my videos before, I always like to lay things out before I actually start gluing, just in case there's some mistakes, because you just never know. Or I might just change my mind as I'm building. So I'm going to put some dimensionals. And I don't know if you're familiar with the two-tone, but this is the Secret Sea side, and then the other side is always a lighter, which to me it looks like a Misty Moonlight. But they do have Misty Moonlight two-tone. So there's always a dark side and a light side, which I really love, because you can, either side will be just as gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to line this up, make my card, make sure everything's lined up. I'm going to go ahead and lay him. I'm going to bring him down just a little bit. I think we're even. It's kind of hard to tell. There we go. Yep, he's even. Good, because I pressed before I double checked. Okay, so we want this one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue him down. And I'm going to put some glue on the leaves. Now I am gluing on top of an embossed piece, so you just want to make sure it grabs that embossed part and doesn't eventually fall off. I'm gonna just kind of put it center, I guess is what I did. Push down on that. All right, so we are going to do that just like that. I'll tuck him in. I think that'll work. All right. I think right there. I like for things to hang over. I don't know why, but I do. But you don't have to. Kind of do your own thing, right? All right, so let's go this way. It goes this way. So I'm going to tuck him in. I guess we could have put some dimensionals on this pear, but I think we'll do that. All right, what is next? We're going to put him down, kind of offset him right there, just so that I can cover up that stem. I don't know if you can see the stem in the camera or not, but he's poking out a little bit, which, you know, it'd be okay. But I don't want it poking out in this card. All right, so I'm just gonna line them up, put them right there. So, so pretty. I love it. Makes me smile. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put him. Do I want dimensionals? Nah, I'm gonna put him flat. Don't second guess myself. But you could easily pop him up. Most definitely. Make sure that's even. There we go. All right, so next is, let me put glues. Now we need a mini dot. Finally went through a whole roll of mini dots. My goodness, it took me a while, but it's exciting to pull out a new one. I was happy about it. All right, just put one mini dot. I think, no, I'm gonna put two. I didn't line them up very good. He gets two, but easily one would have been fine. And I'm gonna put him right there. Press down. And, oh, I didn't bring my snips over. Let's see. Got him. Forgot my snips, and just trim him up. Let's see, I'm gonna turn it this way so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, did I do everything? All right, that's so, so pretty. All right, that's it. Easy peasy, guys, right? All right, don't go away yet because I want to show you the other cards I did. So let me make some room here. Let me get everything out of the way. Okay, so this is the card just did. Showed you guys super easy. Focal point, you've got the circular, just like that sketch, and you had centering, catching your eye right here down the lower right hand corner with a label going across. Okay, so my second card, still using that same sketch concept. I did the envelope the same way, but I used the other pieces that I actually die cut, those two small pears that I showed you on that DSP. Well, this one is actually from the bottom corner of the DSP, so it's a straight line. So I just tucked him in and I was able to use him. Nobody will ever tell that he's partially cut off unless you watch the video. So I did the same, the old olive. I did the, I'm calling it a hashtag because I don't know what it's called, but instead of using Daffodil Delight, I changed it up and used the basic beige. And the ribbon, instead of putting a ribbon here, I put it behind the label, and I'm actually using the same side. I guess I should have used that one in the gold, but that's okay. I might do another card like that because this is just a fun layout. Okay, what else? Oh, and the ink here, I used Mossy Meadow. Then the inside, I did the exact same thing. This is actually the card where I mentioned it previously that I had dropped the background image. It had already been inked, and it actually dropped right in here. So I just took it, I ran with it, and ran it up, stamped it up the side. And you can't even tell that it was a mistake, which I just love about stamping, because you're just kind of creating your own, work of art, and you don't even plan on it. All right, so my third card, which is stepping it up even more. The envelope, I used, instead of the front, I used the flap. Let me see here. Let me put that over there. Yeah, we can see. And then the way I stepped it up is I took the, I don't know if it's the second or third largest Everyday Arches, and I used Old Olive, and I matted this piece here that was embossed. I embossed the exact same way. A Secret C, used all that. The DSP, again, is the pieces that were actually from the corner of the 12 by 12, so I just tucked that in. And actually this flower right here was one that got cut off, so I just did, what is this, linen thread. I doubled it up, did a knot, not a knot, but it did a bow, and just popped it right there, and you can't even tell that this piece was cut off. So I absolutely love it. You can use every piece of that 12 by 12 just by kind of hiding where the straight edges are. Then the hashtag is done in Petal Pink. And then I used the Mossy Meadow again for this sentiment. And I forgot that the dies actually came with these teeny tiny little flowers. So I just thought, well, I'm going to cut those out instead of using the embellishments and treat those flowers as if it was embellishment. So I just popped them right on top of the embossed piece. So there you have it. The sketch challenge for this blog hop. So this was my, what was it? This was my first one. I stepped it up just a little bit by changing, bringing out more of the DSP, and then I stepped it up even more by providing a matted background. So I hope you guys like it. I hope this inspires you to go out and go get this wonderful suite. It's just drop dead gorgeous. I don't think you guys will be disappointed. So at the when you go to my blog, there's a link down at the bottom. Click that. It'll take you to the other ladies that are participating in the blog hop. I hope you guys take time to do that. they're very talented ladies, and everybody is supporting everyone, which I absolutely love. So give them some love and provide comments. And as always, you guys, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, whenever you end up viewing this video. And as always, happy stamping. Take care.